can read it, that's fine. I just don't want to miss any comments. Oh, on the road. Oh, I got his D1. Okay, who's that? Who's the first one in here? Lone Star?
Of course. Lone Star and Homestead in the Highlands.
What's up, YouTube? What's going on? We are in the middle of the great state.
Hi from home. Yeah, we both messed up on that trip age, didn't we? I didn't want to message y'all because we didn't stop till like after midnight.
Yeah. So we're in the great big old state of Tennessee, right in the middle of it.
Sitting in my cubicle of slavery.
Who said that?
Jonathan. Hello from a very soggy Scotland. Hey, Green Gables. I was talking about you the other day, and I don't even remember what it was from. Well, looky who! The the kitty drug in.
Kitty. We missed you.
Hey, D. Oh, so they didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning either, so, wow. Yeah.
Well, we got single dad behind us somewhere.
Hey, Mama.
We were going to split off in Knoxville, but he just called and said his mama's got put the dogs out on the porch and made a fresh batch of tea and made a batch of homemade cheesy bread. So we're going to Chris's mama's house.
Hey, Mimsy. Yeah, no, what we were looking at the drive, and, you know, on the way here, we had to stop in Atlanta for however long, and most of y'all were on the road with us with that one.
Yeah.
And that was, like, terrifying. And then I have some good news. When you have time, we will have to chat.
Awesome sauce.
Lone Star said, I'm going to Chris's mom's house. I know, right?
Come on.
So we were looking at the map and everything, and the way the map is set up, it's showing that we still have to go. We would have to go through Chattanooga, which was another nightmare, and Atlanta. Now, Chris's house is only about 3 hours from us. So we started looking at it, and we're like, well, we're actually still a day ahead of schedule and when we were planning on being back anyway. And we'll, you know, just crash at his place.
Really, I don't care about what Chris does. I'm just making sure Miss Elin gets home, or AKA Frank.
Yeah.
Make sure
Frank gets home.
Make sure she gets home. Okay?
So, you know, so we're gonna just, and the other thing is, Chris has a little patch of heaven. And it's always nice to just go visit there and just chill before we have to get back to the hustle and bustle of everything next week. So that's what we're going to do.
Yep. So one of the reasons why we jumped on is, well, I'm going to let more folks come in. I know it's kind of the middle of the day.
But it is around lunchtime.
If you guys could share and let
Frank is going to get you, Bear. That's Mimsy.
Let everybody know that we're on, because we got some announcements to make, and I want to make them now. We're on the road, so that way I don't forget about them.
Hey, Brenda.
We've got a couple of videos I got like 3 videos from the Homesteading Life Conference that I need to edit. I got one from Baker Creek that we need to edit. Unfortunately, my battery died on the GoPro while we were there at Baker Creek, so I didn't really get to put an ending on it.
Right.
So I'll end that one at the house. And then we've got a tremendous amount of stuff to share with y'all.
Y'all should have stopped by and checked out my parents' little farm. Your parents, are they in Tennessee too? Wait, I knew that. I knew she has family in Tennessee. I knew that. Who's Tennessee? I always get her, and Teresa Dean has family up in, you know, there's all y'all in the mountains.
Mm-hmm. Now, was that Suburban?
Yeah.
Okay, Suburban, not this weekend coming, because we have our family decoration in Virginia, and that's where we go and we visit all of our family that has passed, and we decorate their graves, and we kind of get together with the family members that we only get together with at decoration, if you know what I mean. And but the weekend after that, if you're available, we want to go to the DeKalb Farmers Market. We're going to be wanting to pick up some spices and stuff. We'd love for you to come along and kind of hang out with us for the afternoon. It would be a Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
So just send either myself or Robyn a message if you're available to do that.
Not like in a couple days Saturday. Not that following Saturday, but the one after that. So it's like 3 Saturdays from now because we're almost to Saturday.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. So she said, yep. So there's quite a few people. Deborah Broyle says, I'm outside of Knoxville. We're not there yet. We're about 140 miles from Knoxville, I think.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for a great time, Trip H said. We had a blast. Let me tell you, and no excuses now, Tasha. I need that recipe. You're home. You can type it out now. Just saying.
Oh.
Just saying. Y'all missed it. She made this meal, and I'm going to, look, here's what I'm going to do. Where exactly? DeKalb Farmers Market. I'm just going to say, I'm going to let you have a little while to do a video on it. If you don't, I'm just going to do it, but I'm going to tell everybody it's your recipe, but I'm still going to do it. Just saying. Because everybody needs to know about that. She said no now.
Bushy, are we?
I know, right?
Okay, how many people we got in here now?
23.
23. Okay.
Where are y'all now? Oh, where are we now?
Oh.
We're about 104. We're on I-40. We are exit 286 by Burgess Falls State Park. So that's
Passing
where we're
the
at.
welcome to the pilot billboard sign.
and a welcome to Cookeville, Tennessee Tech sign. And a Dunkin' Donuts.
All right. We are getting ready to pass an
Oh,
RV.
and a fair this exit sign.
And we're getting ready to pass an RV that says Big Country on it. It's exactly where we are.
Sorry, I'm not chatting, listening, but working at the same time. Hey, that works. Okay, sending it by text after you're live. Can't let my secrets out.
We're coming up on a huge cross.
We still need to put up we need to put together a homesteader's cookbook. Get a cookbook put together.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
All right. So.
Just do 23. Hey, do we have any water left? Because as much as I love sweet tea,
It's a big cross.
it gives me cotton mouth, like super bad.
You gonna let me do this now?
Please tell soon, almost to the store, and I have to go in.
Okay. As a lot of you guys know, I think everybody knows, we went to Baker Creek yesterday, and we took the tour. Show everybody that fool.
It's Chris driving, and Elin not wanting to be seen. Okay,
so we went to Baker Creek yesterday.
everybody, hi, Chris.
There, in that video, there is an announcement from us in Baker Creek.
Yes.
So when it comes out, it is a must watch, because if you miss it,
It's your own fault.
It's your own fault. I'm telling you now.
Yep.
Okay? But after that, for the next couple of Saturday night live streams, let me put it this way. If you like free stuff, who
doesn't like free stuff? Just
you
saying.
do not
I'm gonna miss this.
want to miss this. And I'm not just talking about seeds.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
other stuff besides seeds.
There is a lot of other stuff besides seeds.
Jesus, she's buffering. I'm not buffering, so I don't know. Free? Lone Star said free.
Keep that in mind. The goal, share the fact that we're going to be live, because for some of the big stuff, we're not going to give it away till we hit 100. 100 in there. And you'll definitely want to tell your friends to be in those live streams.
Let's just say that the stuff that we're giving away, we personally love, so we know somebody else is going to love it. Like, it's not something that, you know, somebody just gave to us. This is stuff that, like, we absolutely adore, and we're so happy to be able to give one away.
Yeah.
So.
Or two.
Dee said, I'm leery of free. You shouldn't be. I'm so tickled you got to get the seeds and the goodies, Robyn. Yeah, so hats off to everybody who, in our live stream yesterday, gave us a little bit of cash to be able to do seeds. That was really cool. We appreciate that.
Let me try to see if I can explain what Baker Creek is like in person.
Oh.
If you love to garden,
I can't do the noise. How does that go?
if you love to garden, if you love to homestead, if you love flowers, that is your Disneyland.
No, you didn't miss it yet, Mama.
Miss what?
He was just saying, got to pay attention, because there's some videos coming out. There's going to be an announcement on one of the videos on the Baker Creek video about giving away some free stuff.
Yeah.
Disney World for the homesteader / gardener. That's exactly what
right.
we said.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Now, I'll give you a warning. This is a fair warning. The folks that work at Baker Creek, okay, they have pretty much tasted everything.
I thought you were going to say they tasted the Kool-Aid. But they have. It seems like they've grown everything, tasted everything. Like, and how could you not?
Right. And so here is a nugget of information that nobody shared with us. But I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to share this nugget of information.
If you've been on our Instagram, you already know.
If anyone that works at Baker Creek says, here,
try this,
taste this, and they're smiling. If they're smiling, because none of them have a poker face. Okay? So if they're like, oh, here, taste this, and they're smiling, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't.
What you didn't see, because see, I didn't know that Jessica was getting ready to set Jason and Chris up. So she grabbed this. Now, first of all, it's called a bitter melon. Bitter melon. Just saying. Bitter melon. And she's like, here, no, try it.
And grinning from ear to ear.
Watch out. So there was, I was still taking pictures because there was one that I'm not exaggerating was like the size of a football. I mean, it was massive. So I was over there taking a picture of it. And when I went to do that, I turned around and both Jason and Chris, their faces are like puckered up and they're like, oh, they're like spitting it out, throwing it out onto the ground. And then Ladessa, because it's Ladessa, grabs it and she's like, that's pretty good. And everybody's looking at her. She's like, what? So if you have Instagram and you haven't seen the video, it's posted on there. And she's just looking at her dad and Chris like, is this supposed to be a problem? Like, what is the problem here? It's pretty funny.
But Jessica got us twice like that. She got us with the bitter melon, and then she got us with this one tiny little fruit.
Oh, yeah. Ladessa, you knew what the solarium berries or something was it called?
What were they? Those tiny orange ones?
Yeah.
Those were.
They're kind of flavorful, but then they have an aftertaste that is just kind of
Like worse than cough syrup. But so that's your warning. I highly suggest put it on your bucket list to go to Missouri and visit Baker Creek.
yes.
You won't be disappointed at all.
And she said that, like, if you really had one to plan, like a time to plan, she said that their planting festival is like a perfect time because they open everything up and they let everybody walk around and do all this stuff. She said, so it's a blast. So I think we definitely will be looking into that next year.
Yeah.
We'll have to make arrangements and stuff, but other than that, I think we're gonna do that. So Suburban asked if we're gonna stop at the Lodge outlet store in Pittsburgh. We almost did on the way up. We're not going to this time because we kind of have some time constraints with getting vehicles back that we rented. But it is on my bucket list to go do. I think maybe next year for my birthday, because we won't really have much going on at that time because you're kind of in that lull of the heat. We may plan, to come up this way and do something like that.
What did Trip H just say?
We're going to try to go next year too for the planting festival. I go at least once a year, but I live just a couple hours from them. That's Brenda. Single dad homesteading. Pay attention to the road. LOL. Big sis knows you're listening.
The sunflowers that they have there, the stalks they're
like
huge.
This thick, y'all. I am not exaggerating. Like, I couldn't fit my hand around the stalk.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at in the catalog or online, if you look up the Mongolian sunflowers, the heads are like the size of a basketball.
Yeah.
Like, they're massive. I've got pictures. I'm going to be posting those on Facebook and Instagram just a little bit at a time. Everybody knows how much I love sunflowers, and I was in heaven.
She was frolicking through the sunflower grove.
They were all looking at all the different, like the coxcomb and all the different stuff, and I'm like standing up next to a sunflower and I'm looking straight up. And the problem was the sun was right there because it was starting to set. So some of the pictures weren't really that great because the sun was like in the way of taking the pictures. But I was looking up and the sunflower is like way up over my head, like a shower head, just falling over and like seeds everywhere. It was really cool.
She was skipping through them going, I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
I took lots of pictures.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was a lot of fun.
They got huge banana trees.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they have this one greenhouse and it has mangoes and bananas and papayas. Or no, not mangoes. Papayas. I don't think I saw mangoes. Papayas and there was some pawpaws in there too, I think.
And the star fruit. We got to taste the star fruit.
Yeah, star fruit. Page 328 in the whole seed catalog. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
That star fruit was amazing.
They had star fruit growing. They had the dwarf bananas in there. They had something, and I don't remember. It's not in the small catalog. It may be in the whole seed catalog. It's called walking stick kale. And I know as soon as I say that, Tasha's going to come on here and talk about it. That stuff, and I'll post that picture too. They took pictures. Jessica took some too. I'm going to have to ask her for them. Of Jason and I standing in front of it, and literally Ladessa had to drop back probably 10 to 10 yards to get back to be able to get the whole plant in the picture. Like, it was incredible how large they were. Yeah.
Huge.
And they had
and it wasn't bitter. That's one of the things
kale,
that was, because kale. Some kale have just a bitter taste to it.
Well, and even more so with kale, supposedly, because we've never grown kale in the wintertime, but supposedly once it's been touched by the frost, it actually goes sweet.
Yeah.
And see, this is being grown in a greenhouse in the middle of the heat in Missouri. So for it to not be bitter in those conditions, even is more of a testament of how tasty that kale was.
Well, that 6-foot raccoon's always got kind of tricks up his sleeve.
I just watched a video on the walking stick kale. It looks amazing.
It was huge and it tasted. It's probably my favorite kale.
So the white picket fence says we're planning to go down this fall when it's a bit cooler. We're only a few hours away. Definitely go. Definitely go. It's an awesome operation. The whole thing is just incredible what they do there. And they have gardens everywhere. They have test gardens. They have seed gardens where they're collecting seed. They have stuff that they grow out so that they make sure that their germination rates are good. They are a very high integrity,
super high
quality company.
They have very high standards. And I looked at Chris and I said, these guys are the United States Marine Corps of seed companies.
The few, the proud, the Baker Creek.
See, Robyn has been cooped up in a car for too long. Long trips like this, Robyn needs Benadryl.
Don't need Benadryl. I need peppermint.
But they're quality, and this is the reason why when you get a pack of seeds, you have a 98% germination rate on most times. If their germination rate, what did she say? If it falls below 80%, they put extra seeds in the packet.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I think.
And they put on the packet
Low germination or something.
Low germination.
Right. If their germination, if they know that the germination rate is a little bit lower, because they test the germination rate on stuff.
Yeah.
And they said that if they know that the germination rate is below a certain rate,
below their standard,
they will put extra seed in there. Like if it's supposed to be 100 seed, they may give you like 200 seeds, just to make sure that you still get the amount of plants that you're intending on growing.
Right.
So I thought that was really cool.
That is, and
Lone Star says they eat crayons even with all of that growing. Picket Fed says, LOL, they can be Air Force and aim high. Runs and ducks under the table.
We'll put it to you this way. We Chris and I are announcing in a video that they purchased the company. So now I'm putting it out here now so I can beat Chris with the announcement.
And he's back there going.
They purchased a company called Herb.
Oh, get it right there,
Come
Marine.
on, help me out.
Bulk herb store, I think.
Bulk herb store.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's a certified organic store, and their paperwork hasn't gone through.
But they're in Tennessee.
Right.
That company was in Tennessee, so now they're moving everything to Missouri. They have to go through the same rigmarole.
They have to go through all the paperwork again. So while he has stuff that is
all right, Tasha, bye.
Stuff that is sealed, that was packaged in Tennessee, they're allowed to sell it. And if it says it's 1 pound, look, they weigh it.
Yeah, they make sure everything's good to go.
They weigh it to make sure. That's the type of quality control that they do.
Yeah. They're very finicky about everything. They want to
Yes.
make sure that their standard is like up here. So, Robyn, what is the type of seed that you got yesterday that you're most excited to grow? That's a super hard question. I guess one that I could talk about, loofah. So I didn't get any loofah, y'all.
I thought you picked up that tile loofah.
Actually, I did, but that was only to replace the pack that we had that we weren't sure how old the packet was. That's all. So it wasn't like I was adding more. I was just replacing what we think might be an old seed packet. That's all. But
Cowpeas. That's what you're.
That's what I was getting ready to say. So I was looking at all the stuff that we normally grow, all the beans, all the, sunflowers, all that fun stuff. And there was two things. One is all of the strawberries. I'm excited to see if I can start plants from seed for strawberries. And apparently they're supposed to be fairly easy to do. So we got quite a few packets of strawberries to be able to try those. They have some alpine strawberries and the other kind, so we're going to try both of those. So I'm excited to do that. But the other one was, I was looking at the beans, and the lady that came up, and her name escapes my brain, but she was extremely helpful. And you could tell she loved, that was one thing about Baker Creek, is everybody that was there, you could tell, loved their job. Like, they absolutely love being there. And they take pride in what they do. Like, even the lady, when they were sorting out packets for orders and stuff, like putting orders together, she was bragging about how many packets that or how many orders that they put together in one day. And, like, that was her crew that did it. Like, she was super pumped about being able to claim that was her group that did it. But the one lady in the general store where all the seeds are, she came over and saw me looking at the beans. She's like, you know, what kind of beans do you like to grow? And I told her, you know, we were doing the Kentucky Wonders this year. They were a little tough for me because I like to eat them raw right off of the vine. And she said, well, those are more for canning. Once you can those, they hold their integrity better, so they're not mush when you open them up. And I was like, okay, cool. So we're going to can all of those. And so I'm going to grow like what I normally do, which is the Kalimas, or even the Borlettos, the Dragon Tongues, something like that for a snap bean. So then, well, what about cow peas? Have you had cow peas? And I'm like,
Buy cow peas all the time.
I know, I don't want cow pea because my cow peas all the time in the pasture. It's just like, no. Have you ever had black-eyed peas? I was like, I'm from Georgia. Of course I've had black-eyed peas. And she's like, well, that's kind of what a cow, you know, the California cow pea or something, whatever she said. And so I said, well, if I was going to grow one of these, which one would you do? And she said, the purple whole cow pea. I think it's purple whole pink something. I don't know. Anyway, so she said they're beautiful. They're these beautiful purple pods. And she said you can eat them when they're young. You can eat them like a snap bean. Or you can let them dry out and get the cow peas out of them. But she said something that, you know, I think deep down in the brain somewhere, I probably already knew this. But the problem is sometimes we get so bogged down in other things, we forget about stuff that we know.
Like math.
And
spelling.
Purple hull. So, yeah, so basically what I think happened is she was telling me, she's like, you know, and the great thing about these is that when you're done harvesting, she's like, you can just till them straight into the ground. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I knew that.
And I was like, wait, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You could do that, you know, and add back in, because that would be a green manure. She said, but the other thing is you can pull them out, lay them down and let them dry out. She said, and then you can use them almost like a hay, because they're a legume. And I was like,
yeah, that one I faced.
duh! I knew that, but I never even thought
of it.
About doing that. So I grow pink eye purple hull. That's what they are. Pink eye purple hull is the name of them. Let me look at these comments.
I think there was a couple of questions in there, my love.
Yeah, I'm looking. I planted seed that were over 2 years old from there, and they all came up. Yeah, that was one of the.
So while Robyn's looking at the things, if you guys are wondering about this wonderful T-shirt I'm wearing, it comes from Robyn's cousin.
Yes.
He owns
He's partners with the guy to do Good Guys.
What's the name of the company?
Good Guys Inc. They're
Good
on
Guys, Inc.
Instagram. They have a website where they sell shirts. They're really cool. And the thing is like they don't have like a staple shirt that they sell like all the time, like our Big Bear shirts. They change all the time. Yeah. So they'll do a design, and then once it's gone,
that's it.
That's it. They do another design.
They do another one.
Yeah.
The T-shirt material that they use is extremely comfortable.
Yeah, super comfortable. And they do specify between men's and women's shirts. So like I have a women's shirt on, and it's fitted well. It's a woman's shirt. It's not, you know, a man's T-shirt that I'm wearing. So that's pretty cool too.
So what was the questions?
No, everybody was just talking about doing. Duncan said, yeah, they set their standards really high. They're pretty vines because the 2 years old. Mimsy said, I grow pink eye purple hulls. They grow prolific. They're easy. They like heat, and they're awesome seasoned with salted pork. So that would be perfect. And Suburban, I agree with you because I was going to say the same thing before I read it. She said everything should be seasoned with salted pork. Just, amen.
So nobody wants to know what my favorite seed was?
And Mimsy said, and if you leave the roots underground, they're nitrogen fixers too. Yeah, and because they're a bean. Yeah, they're nitrogen.
I guess we just need to I'm just gonna stop doing this stuff on the channel and let it all be about you.
That's because it is all about me all the time. Mimsy, thank you for posting that. Suburban said, no, not really, Jason. Hey, Jason, what's your favorite seed from Jonathan?
I'm not even talking to Jonathan right now.
Because he's going to look at a house in Marietta,
Yep.
Texas.
Yeah, he thought he had jokes.
Mimsy, Jason.
No, I don't even want to
What
hear
is
it
your
from her.
favorite
No,
seed, sweet
no.
little brother?
No, sweet little brother me. Between you and the snitch back there. No.
Hey, but I did get some Yamato cream melons. I'm looking forward to growing those too. He said, what? Why are you being like that?
I got a couple of...
Suburban said, bless his heart. Urban Chickie, it was a pleasure meeting y'all at the Homesteading Life Conference. I don't know if I remember that channel name, but I'm sure she probably introduced this by her name. What's your favorite seed, sweetheart?
Who said that?
Brenda. And Green Gables said, grumpy, grumpy, grumpy.
Who said that?
Green Gables. I love Jennifer. She's awesome. We were talking about her, and I can't remember what we were saying about with her the other day.
I don't remember talking about her.
It had something to do with growing or something. I don't know. Anyway.
But I got some globe artichokes that, one, are not only going to add a spice of color to the garden.
Yeah, they're like purple, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like artichoke hearts. So it's going to be phenomenal.
Jonathan said, we know they didn't have any Crayola seeds, so it can't be that.
Keep going, homie.
We're going to see you in October. You know that, right? Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Tommy Alderman thought he had jokes this weekend, too.
Oh my gosh, y'all. I have a funny picture. We were taking a picture with Daddy Curbs, and we were trying to do the whole selfie thing, and my phone took like 15, like one of those burst pictures, and he was like, well, check it, make sure that we got the picture right. So I go to check and look at it, and here's Tommy Alderman's head and eyes, like right here behind. I think it was one of y'all, Jason or...
Yeah, it was between me and Daddy Bird.
He's like, his face is like right here. And you'll see it. It's like creeper look, like photo bomb.
Straight
It's
photo
awesome.
bomb. Straight photo bomb.
Jason wants you to plant lots of bitter melon. Jonathan said, I'll bring you a 64 pack so you don't get hungry.
Okay.
You know what we need to do? We need to figure out a way to make like granola bars that look like Crayolas. That would be cool.
No. I am not adding fuel to that fire.
I need to make Crayola and then like print the Crayola thing and put it on there. That would be awesome.
You stand a better chance of getting Jeremiah in a kilt. than
Okay, girls, come up here a little bit. What's your favorite? Oh, okay. Well, Dessa, what's your favorite? So Ladessa's favorite was the Moon and Stars watermelon. She's seen a bunch of people were growing those this year, and so she saw it and recognized the name, so she snagged it. She's interested to do that. Carol's big thing this year, what did she tell us?
She grabbed a bunch of flowers.
Yeah, she grabbed...
Magnolia. Was it magnolia?
Single dad said, can I go live?
No.
So, Carol grabbed a bunch of flowers. Like No, we didn't get a new truck. We just rented this one.
Who has that?
Green Gables. Jason, maybe you can get Maya into a Jedi kilt just for the photo op. His photo would sell tons of calendars. Jason and Chris's pictures will sell tons of calendars too. We got some decent looking Homestead guys that we could probably get in kilts. We could sell a pretty massive calendar. I'm just saying. I think we could.
Digging a hole.
No.
Look, it says the yarn patch. Yarn is yarn.
Yep. So Suburban said flowers are important too. They're bee food.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it's always nice to splash a little bit of color. Like for instance, I'll tell you one that I got that I didn't think I would ever get, but when I started looking at it, decided it was a good idea. We have plantain growing all through our pasture, everywhere. Even in the front yard where the beds are, we do have patches of plantain. And I was looking through all of the different herbs, and they have broadleaf plantain. They have the lanceolata, I think, or some form of lanceolata plantain. But they have a plantain that is like multicolored purple, like beautiful. Almost looks like a lettuce. But it still has the seed heads, the pods, and everything.
Hey, Lone Star, where do you work at again?
And so I went ahead and got some of that because I think it would be cool if I'm going to have that, at least I could add a splash of color, to be able to, add a little bit of color but still functionality, because plantain's important, especially living in the South. We have ant bites and mosquito bites all the time, and these are really good poultice for those. They make a good poultice for that. Mimsy's Garden says, I agree, Robyn, but Maya is in demand as well as Ben and Zach. Who's Zach? Stivers?
Yeah.
And Ben. Yeah. Anyway.
Holler.
I mean, Ben Holler or Ben Vincent? I mean, yeah, there's plenty of them. That's my point. Like, it would be a good calendar. We could come up with 12. Just saying. Lone Star says, I'd wear a kilt. I wanted to wear one at my... So a calendar with all of those guys is going to be awesome if we can get them all to cooperate. Exactly. That's the problem. He works at an insurance company.
What's the name of it?
Don't tell him.
Because I'm going to call your boss and talk about how you're online harassing people about crayons instead of doing your job.
So she was talking about Ben Vincent, not Holler. You wouldn't know the name. It's an insurance specialty company. Specialty. It's a good save, Jonathan. Just saying. Yeah, I think it would be cool to do pictures with a kilt. Like, I think that would be pretty neat. Like, even if each person took a picture with a kilt, like, on their homestead, and then, like, maybe for 1 month we do, like, at the HOA, did everybody together at the HOA. I think
it's that we're going to do it everybody together at the shindig.
Oh, at the shindig?
Yeah, not HOA.
Well, it won't be done by